12 plays of Zach Wilson. So we'll run through them. 19 of 26, 1 interception, 3 rushes for 26 yards. One of those intercept or incompletions was actually a tipped pass, I believe, too, that we'll get to. Zach missed Wilson for TD. What is this one? Yeah, so okay. This one was maybe a little bit more, which by the way, we want to see Garrett Wilson get off a little bit cleaner than that right there. We don't want to see that hand affect him as much as it did because he really, bowed it to the inside. But nonetheless, with Garrett Wilson, and it just looks like they're basically just running a divide concept, where they're supposed to get near the same area and then cut in, and it's an easy read for Zach with an underneath just in case right here, just in case there's some confusion, whatever it may be, and it's an easy, slant or in. And so people are saying like, okay, on this play, you really want to see Zach Wilson throw the ball to the outside. I could see it either way. I think you're being nitpicky for saying this is like a bad throw. Now, if it was a throw that he was trying to get to the outside, it's a bad throw. But could he throw it to the outside right here? Let's just fast forward it. Could he, if he knew, let's say, here, when he decides the ball here, that this was going to be the result, yes, he probably puts that outside shoulder, and that's where we prefer to have it. But with a situation where he thinks that, you have him stacked, where it's more of a one-on-one thing, and it might be hard for him to get outside, he's going to throw the ball. And again, this is his thinking. He thinks that Surtain might be underneath, or might be just underneath of him, where Garrett's going to look back for the ball, and you have Surtain who's going to be running to the left, and then Garrett's going to find that ball and attack the back shoulder. So if his idea was to throw this back shoulder, because when he goes to throw it, they're more stacked, then okay, I understand it. If he was trying to put it to the outside, then it's not a good play. But people on Twitter are like, oh, he missed him so bad, and there's always going to be new film guys who maybe shouldn't be or whatever, but to say like, oh, this is a terrible throw by Zach. Again, the freeze frame of this, oh my God, he put it to the inside. Yes. The decision at this point to throw it, he decides to throw it here, or even like really here. Does he know he's going to get to the outside? No. So would you prefer it? Yes. I would say like 55-45. It's not a terrible decision. Would I prefer that at this point? Yes. Trust your guy to the outside. That's my recommendation. Am I going to kill him if his thinking is, okay, he's underneath him, his eyes are going to be back, he's going to be able to attack it back shoulder? No, I wouldn't kill him for that. Now, is the ball might be inaccurate regardless? Yes, but still, let's not kill him for that rep. Good pocket. Yeah, good pocket. Good hold. Everybody holds up for the most part. ABT allows a little bit of a pressure, which, dude, and I don't care. I don't give a shit what the numbers say. I really do not care. And maybe I have to go back and watch. Actually, probably don't think I have to go back and watch. ABT is not as dominant of a player at right tackle than right guard. One of the first plays of the game, he gave up a sack. He just did not look as good. Again, now, however, PFF is grading that he's in front of this guy for this long, so it's this grade. I don't care. He's not as good. It's an eye thing. He's just not as good. So now, again, if this ball was supposed to be back shoulder so Garrett could attack it, then it's understandable, right? Zach to Garrett. All right. 2x2. Gun. Garrett is bottom. Yeah, it's a good confident throw from him. So you're running a flat 7, flat 5. Now I don't know if this is supposed to be a little bit more hot. The route from Garrett Wilson is supposed to be broken more to a corner, but because he plays it really well, he flattens it out more. Typically you don't see like outs and flats because the conflict is not, there's not enough space. But nonetheless, you have Zach who's reads the middle of the field, reads this relationship, trusts Garrett Wilson to get to the outside of a defender who has his hips to the inside, which he still doesn't even do a great job, in my opinion. Got to defeat the hand cleaner, again, to me, and cut it a little bit more flat. Break, drive, line. It's a very rounded break from Garrett Wilson. Gets contacted, but okay. The contact, he still has his hips open to the side he's going. Surtain doesn't. Contact pushes him off. Zach Wilson, again, trusts his receiver, throws it as he's coming out of the break. Trust him to get there, puts it in a good spot. Offensive line. Let's see. Again, not breaking down individual techniques because that would take forever. That would be a review for a single player. They all do a pretty good job. Again, now ABT's problem with one, it's to me, it's the length. You see it pop up, and there's a lot of him not covering with his feet. Like there's a lot of set to a spot, punch, then feet. There's not a lot of coordination between the feet and the hands that tackle to me. It's a lot of this. 45-degree set, punch, and then feet don't really follow. This outside foot has to be splitting and obviously in front of him. We don't want to be punching right here where you're even, because if that hand doesn't land, you're screwed. Hand doesn't land as cleanly as he wants it to, he's screwed. He gets up a hit. Not the best play from ABT. Ball's there on a rope. Everybody else does pretty good. Zach miss Wilson. Okay, this is a play where good route or good play by Garrett Wilson. The only thing I will say is you want to give him a little bit more room. You don't want to get as tight to the sideline as he does, but with that all being said, still a good route. So gather steps off the jump. Gather steps into a hop release. So gather into a hop. And we've talked about it before. If that foot is up, you have certain or typical corners are going to expect front foot up, left foot up, and then if the left foot follows the right foot, right? You're not expecting the right foot up and for him to break off of the right foot to the outside. So if you're anticipating a break from this stance, it's going to be inside. So that hop step then resets it right to outside, runs by Certain. Or sorry, he doesn't run by Certain. It's a quick stop and go. So stop go, very, very smooth. But the really good thing about this is that I love about this route from Garrett Wilson. It's a really good route for the reason of the hop step, and then watch the fake throw by, watch the right hand go onto the back, and then Certain, because of that, thinks, oh shit, he's running a stop, whatever it may be, because he threw me by. That gets him to gear down. Nope, I'm going to continue. Now, with that being said, at this point, hold your line a little bit better and just continue straight here instead of bowing it out to the sideline, because you bow it out to the sideline, harder to throw for the quarterback, more distance, obviously less room for error. So you want to see him continue vertical. With that being said, do you want to see Zach Wilson lead him to the inside or lead him and not run him out of bounds? Yes, it's a bad throw. Hell of a route by Garrett Wilson, other than the fact he bows it out a little bit, so it's not the quarterback friendliest route, I guess we can say. Drops back, reads the middle of the field. Okay, gets to Garrett Wilson. On that vertical. You have Max Mitchell, who's beat. Why? Because of his set. And kind of another situation to AVT. You got to get more vertical here. We don't want one step covering no ground and then oh shit happening, and now you're completely unbalanced and throwing your hands. Let's get our feet under us. So not a good play by Max Mitchell, who allows a hit, and obviously a ball that is too far to the outside for Garrett Wilson here. Right? Can't throw it there. Zach throw versus pressure. Lazard toe tap. Okay. Let's see, 2x2. Yeah, I gotta run. Yeah, about 30. We got about 40 minutes here. That should be good. Let's see. So you have an out and a snag right there. The design of this, I don't love it. The fact I don't know if he's setting it down because he's out here, or if he's going to continue this. But you don't want two guys sitting within basically 5 yards of each other. Nonetheless, you have Zach Wilson who reads the leverage of the high DB, knows this is a speed out, gets it there. Oh, and let's see, does he throw it as he's breaking? Yep, throws as he's breaking. Good job. Puts it on the sideline, only where Lazard can catch it. Nice little toe tap. Drops back. Reads the middle of the field. Not the best block by Tippmann. Why is it not? And again, running through this quick. Why? It's an overset. He gets too far to the outside. Outside or play inside to out. Not squared up outside to in. Or even really just squared up. We want it more this foot splitting and force him to the outside, if anything. You got farthest path from the quarterback. Okay. Next play. Zach throw before half. 15 seconds left. Okay. Zach throw. Oh, okay. Yeah, we know what this one is, right? We know what this one is. Now, the only thing I will say for Zach, in terms of him going vertical, him going vertical and then this DB being inside, maybe he thought that was going to be a rub where Uzama could run in for extra yards. But dude, it's not like Uzama is, I don't know who are some of the best, George Kittle with the ball in his hands or whoever we're going to say is one of the better guys with Yak at tight end. He's not one of those guys. So yes, maybe that was the initial thought, but once he sees him getting over the top there on a flat route, we cannot throw this ball. We can't throw this ball. You have a clean pocket, try to get it somewhere else. Now, is anything else open? No, I don't know. Force it to Garrett, force it to Lazard, do something. I'm not saying force, like don't throw it necessarily a pick, but throw it to their leverage. You have an outbreak versus over the top. You have an outbreak versus over the top. I'm not saying they're open, but throw it outside shoulder, near the pylon for Garrett. Maybe it's something. Better throw than the flat. Can't throw it into the flat with him over the top, him inside. Not even close. And then you have the lackadaisicalness and getting back to the line. That's on the offensive line. A bunch of guys. It's the offensive line. It's Zach Wilson is lackadaisically getting back to the ball. It seemed like Uzama was the only one who wanted to sprint. So and we talk about drag hands here. This is why drag hands are important. This is why drag hands are important. Because he doesn't have his drag hand there, guess what he doesn't feel? He doesn't feel that stunt coming. If he was tighter and had that drag hand there, guess what he feels? The stunt. It's exactly what we talk about drag hands, and that's what just screws him. Because if he gets that hand on earlier, Pittman says, okay, stunt coming, pass it off, all that stuff. But because Mitchell got nothing on either guy, that's a bad play by Mitchell. That's just a bad play. Drag hand. Okay, 23. Zach, no chance, sacked. Okay, so there's a red zone opportunity. 3-by-1. Overs. Drags underneath of it. You're just hoping for some confusion, some bad pass ups and zones. And this is just to defend Zach. And it's not necessarily a concept I'm not necessarily saying I love, but yeah, it's a really good pass off, dude. That's a really good pickup by that linebacker right there. Now maybe Lazard, if he continued, could have got here, but then is he there? Again, can't tell the future. But with all that being said, everybody's covered. Not gonna throw this on third, at least not yet, unless there's a bad pass off or whatever it may be. Yeah, not throwing that. Covered. So where's he going? Nowhere. There's nowhere to go. So you can blame Zach all you want for the red zone stuff, but to me, sorry, it was execution. It was also play calling at a certain extent. So nothing open. Situation where, okay, Zach's feeling some pressure. Jeez. Tomlinson thinks he's blocking for a certain spot. Zach moves off that spot. So yes, it's a sack maybe allowed by Tomlinson, but not the worst play in the world. Now hold on to the ball too. But no, not much of a chance there for Zach, right? 29. Zach, this is one where, like, again, the Twitter experts, missed Garrett Wilson, missed whoever else in the red zone. This is one where I say he missed. So, you have a Yankee concept, or I don't know if this is supposed to be a post because he turned it was just vertical. Nonetheless, same idea. Vertical crosser, and especially with this shell, right? They're showing it to be a 3. Whether that be a fire zone 3 or just a basic 3 where he drops back, 4 underneath, 3 high. With this shell, there's really no rotation. Outside leverage versus a crosser, safety high. See that safety. If that safety gains depth and he's 2 over the top of this crosser, throw that crosser. So we got to know that pre-snap. Play action. Reads left. Okay, that's covered. Get your eyes to 2. 1 to 2 to underneath. I don't know why he doesn't go to Garrett Wilson. Phantom pressure, whatever it may be. There's no reason to check it down there yet. Not before reading Garrett. And if he's reading Garrett underneath, you can even look to underneath to get these guys up. You have that time. Throw it to Garrett. There's no reason not to throw it because he is open there for what should be a big game. So bad play by Zach here. This is the one he missed in my opinion. Play action. Again, read left or read the safety. Safety, left, check down. I don't know if he ever looks at Garrett. I don't know if he's, again, Garrett's about here now. Garrett's there now. So is he looking at him? It's again, hard to tell. Is it Garrett? Is it Brees? I think he just sees Brees, takes the check down. Got to get to Garrett. That's a bad one. Because he's enough time in the pocket to do so easily. Throw it now. Throw it now. Throw it now. Throw it now. Step up. Step up, slide. Throw it now. Throw it now. Like, it's just, he had plenty of time to do it. Not a good play by Zach. 33. We have 5 plays left with Zach. 33. Zach, tip deadline. So this is just the one to show, hey, listen, 19 for 26, and one of them was tipped. So, maybe it could have been 20 for 26. So reads a concept. Middle of the field, checks it. Reading, really nothing open, obviously, right? Not going to throw it to Conklin there. Not going to throw it to Garrett there. You have Tippmann, who oversets again. I don't, a little bit of an over. It's really not even the overset, because he's not really, like, that's not an overset. That's not an overset. My problem here is, one, let's be a little bit more forceful with our hands. Let's stop doing the whole hug technique. Try to just contain guys. Let's get a hand into his chest. So he goes for the hug, gets wiped, ripped, pressure. Now Zach is forced to move. Nothing open still. Now, I don't know what was outside here. I'm assuming nothing. If I oh, actually, no, sorry. So that's my fault. So Zach does a good job of moving in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket instead of doing all the crazy mumbo jumbo bullshit he used to do. Now he sees Garrett with a potential window. He steps up in the pocket, goes to throw that ball to Garrett. It's tipped at the line, just right there. My only thing is, and the only reason I said this was because on the Ultimate 2, it says, I believe, 92's name, so that indicates that he tipped the ball. But was it just because of the hit or the pressure? No, I think it's a tip. You look at the ball fluttering there. It's a tip. So he just hits it, I guess, there. Maybe is it the wrist? It might be the wrist he hits. It's not the hand. Pinky? I don't know. He hit something. But again, finds a or sorry, I think he found Conklin there. That was my mistake. I was looking at the tip. So let me see. Yeah, Garrett. So he looks at Garrett, or he might look at Garrett, but then he sees Conklin. Okay, Conklin's in his scramble drill moment. Oh shit, he's not in a good spot right now. Breaks to the open field. He sees him breaking to the open field. He tries to get it there, but he just puts it outside the tip. So it's a good decision by Zach getting the ball to a check down, or to getting it to Conklin on the check down. But it's tipped, unfortunately. Matt, this is the one that was contested a little bit on Twitter. Zach missed op for TD, ? 3rd and 7. So you have a corner right here from Lazard that some people are saying, okay, should have thrown that. Now, with all that being said, it's 3rd down, right? It's 3rd and 7. You have right here 3/3 safety high. So once he blitzes, Zach, or just quarterbacks in general, the most generic thing is replace the blitz. So if there's 3 versus 3, now who was open, right? So Zach, reading that concept, sees the blitz coming. So now it's a 2v3 situation, or 2v3 at least for now, with the safety working that way, obviously, to replace the blitzer. But blitzer comes. Zach is in a situation where, okay, blitzer's attacking, so I'm going to throw the ball to Conklin and try to get yak from Conklin. Now, if it's a situation where if he had more time in the pocket and he could have seen that this guy was dropping down on Conklin, then yeah, don't throw it. But it might have been a situation where he's looking. Yeah, because to me, even if he replacing the blitz, we're talking about all that stuff, just based on Conklin running or based on Lazard being, pretty much underneath of this defender and him running an outbreak, you have to assume on this one, this is covered. 1-1 with him breaking to the inside, and you're hoping for yak here from Conklin. But to know, because then Zach, okay, sees that, goes to throw the ball. Now that defender, I don't know if he's reading Conklin, I don't know if he's reading Zach, and that's why he breaks, or either he screwed up or he's just a playmaker. Again, reading Zach, reading Conklin, says, okay, I'm gonna get there. Because for people to say, oh, well, he should have thrown the ball to Lazard, he makes his decision to throw the ball to Conklin now. Now, does he know that this DB is going to pick up Conklin? Now, if he had extra time and he was sitting in a pretty pocket and he wasn't getting blitzed, and again, the football doesn't happen frame by frame from your couch and me looking 20 feet high here. It happens in real speed in real life. So he checks it down to Conklin. Oh, he should have hit Lazard. Yeah, freeze frame it here. Sure, he should have if this defender was, if he had future sight and knew this defender was going to drop down regardless, he decides to throw the ball here with the blitz coming. He replaces the blitz like you're supposed to do. Now, a playmaker like Mahomes, maybe he realizes he takes that extra second to throw the ball, and then he throws it to Lazard. That could be a double-edged sword, though, because maybe he takes the extra second to throw it to Lazard, but this guy matches Lazard now, and he closed more ground, and now he catches the ball, and the tackler is already there. So now it's a situation where you're saying, oh, he should have known that he should have thrown the ball to him earlier, so he could have broke the tackle. He didn't replace the blitz. He sucks. So it's much easier said than done. So I don't like that on Twitter. Oh, he should have thrown it to Lazard. One high guy replace the blitz with that route. I'm not going to kill him for that. I can't. And sees the blitzer coming. Who is open? Conklin's open. He has no idea of knowing when he decides to throw here, basically here, that's going to happen. How do you know? Now you could say, oh, well, he could have read his body language. He was on his toes and he's square and all that stuff. It's real life. You're not reading that shit that quick. And maybe if you just keyed on him, but you're reading the concept too. So that's bullshit. Hit throw by Zach. Okay, sure. 37. Zach to Wilson, play action, 32 yards. So play action off the jump. This is coming out of the half, I believe. Or no, this is the first drive of, or this is one of the last drives we got the ball back. So now we have the Yankee concept. We have the crosser with again, now was this supposed to be a true Yankee where it was crosser and post and he just turned it into a crosser? Because why? Why you don't want to post right into a guy? So crosser, and he just cuts it into more of a crosser, like a deep over instead of a post. Again, who knows? But it's more of a Yankee type concept, right? So reading it, Zach Wilson drops back. You're going to read high to low here, 1 to 2. 1 sees him with inside leverage on an inside breaking route, or a route that's going to continue on the inside. Throw it. Perfect spot. Play action. Roll out. Read that post first. Rolling out to the post. If it's not there, you're going to hit Lazard. Sees it. Again, post crosser deep over. Good spot. Right on his face. That's a throw that Zach doesn't always hit last year, as we know, right? I don't have to tell you that. Zach 9-yard run. Quick one. 2 by 2. Gun. So it looks like he reads left again. Off the concept, nothing's open, right? Nothing. What does Zach do? Scramble. It's really that simple. That's all I'm trying to project here is that Zach's not losing his mind. Reads the left, reads the middle of the field. Nothing open as we showed in the other view. Got some pressure coming here. Zach Wilson feels it, steps up in the pocket, sees an open lane, takes an open lane for 9 yards. Fake pitch, a little bit of fake pitch right there. Nope, doesn't fake him out. Can you imagine if he did it? Next, 46. Zach interception, and this one's about ball location. I don't give a shit people saying it's a 50-50 ball. It's not a bad ball. Couldn't disagree more. It's a bad ball. It's a bad ball. And I got to pause it for a second again. So let's watch it. 3 by 1. I don't care. Like, now it's going to be one-on-one regardless with Surtain. Like, they're going to line him up in the biggest spot in the game. Third down, trying to get the ball back. They're down what, 3 points at this point? Nothing's open underneath. And you could say, oh, well, this is open, that's open. Again, passing it off, all that stuff. Are they going to get to the first down marker? Probably not, right? So he's going to take Garrett Wilson on a slot on a fade. With a fade, what do we have to? Especially this one too. It's a bad throw. I really couldn't care any less what people say, and we'll defend Zach or praise him, or criticize him when we need to. I think you guys know that at this point, especially with me. It's bad play. It's a bad play. Right here, over the top leverage and inside. Where's there a lot of green grass? You tell me. Again, you could diagnose it yourself. If you're gonna throw the ball here, we're gonna throw it inside on him or outside, and let him react to it. Outside shoulder has to be outside shoulder. I saw more of like the quarterback. I'm not going to be a dick. Actually, I'm going to be a dick for a second. I would say the smarter people I saw on Twitter were criticizing this more than the dumb people who were saying, hey, just make this a 50-50 ball. Not good enough in the NFL. It's got to be back shoulder. You cannot put this to the inside. Now, is there some holding there potentially from Surtain? Should Garrett get there? I don't know. But he's looking back and he's fully expecting to push off of this hand, this ball to be outside shoulder. Because if it is, he probably wins unless he drops it. But it's a fine decision. Why are we going inside? Has plenty of time. Middle of the field. Pocket's pretty clean. Throw the ball. Instead of here, your line's about here, let's say, it needs to be here. It's off by yards. By yards. It's not just a little bit inside, it's very inside. So fight across the back of his body. Now, again, Surtain has a hand on him. Is it a PI? If Sauce is last week, why isn't that? Whatever. Now, for McGovern, really quickly. Just really quickly. In terms of passing off this stunt, what do we need to have more? So we need to have a more active drag hand. He has a drag hand, but that's kind of like it's more the illusion of it than he's actually like putting it into action. I should say, because the drag hand goes out, but there's something there to feel. He doesn't feel it. So now he's not alert to the stunt. You have an ET stunt. McGovern, hands on, square to line of scrimmage, extension, forcing him as best as it possibly can to Tippmann. Drops his post, drops the left foot is a kick, or the left foot's the post. Now it's the kick, drops it, hand on, saves that play. That's all McGovern there picked up that stunt because Tippmann did not do a good job passing it off. It's a pretty bad play by Tippmann. Pass pro wasn't great. Terrible ball. I don't care what anybody says, it's a terrible ball. Now let's see. Obviously ridiculous interception, but should never came to that situation where Garrett had to do that. Next play or our next segment session, whatever. Good from the defense. JJ, I would say more definitive with his, or more, I guess decisive, not definitive. Decisive with his bull rush. Get a sack and a QB hit. I think he had like 3 or 4 pressures too. So good game from him. I have 3 plays of him, and this is of him. Q and Huff. JJ, straight bull rush, left side of your screen. Sees the open chest, or really, I think he's just, I don't even think he sees the open chest. I think he thinks he's going to get chipped, so he's going to go through him or inside of him regardless. So he decides through, sees the open chest, tight elbows, or tries to extend, and just keeps the feet churning, pulls himself through.